I remember back around the third or fourth season. I remember my dad saying, "Man, this is like a soap opera." Around that time, we had Riker was trying to be with Deanna Troy. We had Jean-Luc Picard and his whole little thing with Beverly Crusher. You know what I'm saying? We had Jordan LaForge and his whole desire to have a love interest. And it got very ship oriented, and they weren't exploring as much. You rarely saw a phaser or them even go to the to be transported to another land. And I remember this was out of all of the seasons. I remember my dad expressing frustration, like, "Yo, I'm trying to watch some shows about the worlds and the aliens, and I feel like I'm watching a show about a bunch of folks that are intertwined with each other. It's more like watching an entanglement." Something that may have been on Bravo. I'm just gonna keep it real, guys. As much as it probably doesn't suit everybody, that's not for me. I'm not as much. I lose interest when somebody's not being shot at, and when there's not guns, and when there's no running, and there's no excitement. And I love Sam. I love being able to kind of meet with to learn more about her, and her arc frankly saved my whole interest in this episode. The Tilly part was cool, but it felt a little forced because it was like, okay, are you arguing with the students? Like, all right, I'm a little, what's really going on? I loved seeing her get back together with baby girl. That reunion made me smile so big. I was like, we back, bitch, we back. You know what I'm saying? So I like that part. But if I'm being frank, what went through my head was I was like, okay, I would probably not be as hard on this episode if this was episode 8 of 26 episodes. I'm like, okay, we're growing, we're learning, we're unpacking. I get it, but this is episode 8 of 10 episodes. You know what I'm saying? So we only got 2 more episodes, and I'm like, we're about to end the show, and we haven't really progressed as much plot wise from a central what they call continuous plot. And so it just made me a little sad. And ultimately, that's the only reason I'm giving it the thumbs down. It's not that I hate the show. And for anybody that does love to hate watch our content, which I'll address a little later, I'm not joining your chorus. All right. I still love the show. I think that I would have liked to see a little bit more of the exploration of the star. And it just got real, a little General Hospital for me. And, I ain't gonna lie, like, even when the older episodes would come about, this isn't something that's exclusive to Starfleet Academy. This is me voicing the same frustration for any of the Star Trek shows. And like I said, it happened prominently, and my dad and I both complained about it with TNG had it going on. So this is a unified voice for me coming from back in the day. Like, nah, whenever it gets too much outside of the planet, the alien, the culture, I lose interest. And that's why the Sam part was the part that I liked about this episode, because that was alien. It was explorational. It was the embodiment of, and I also, real quick, I know I'm in a diatribe, but let me just finish this thought real quick. The other thing that I liked about Sam's arc was that they did involve the doctor, and they also even showed you the flashbacks of when he did adopt a family. And if you recall, back when the doctor, or the EMH, I should say, was on the Voyager, he started off one way and ended a completely different way. He started off literally just a hologram that would show up and say, "Please state the nature of the medical emergency and give it to me." Okay, you don't need me? All right, deactivate program. You know what I'm saying?